Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcia. If you want to see how I created this soft, glowy skin, kind of that winged out but not winged out eyeshadow effect really easily using the Maxi Reloaded palette, then keep on watching. I've got a knot in my hair. Ow! So I'm going using the Makeup Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette again today. I find that this is the best one to use for videos like this because it's cheap and affordable and everyone can use it, so everybody gets to be included. And I'm going in with a MAC Handy MUA Pro 056 to get these in hairspray, but it's very similar to the Blank Canvas E27, I want to say. Do I have one of those here? Blank Canvas E24. So that's how similar those two brushes are. This is the Blank Canvas and this is the MUA Pro, and this one's like €5 and this one's like €15, so yeah. So I'm going in with the darkest shade in this palette, which is this one here. It's a nice dark brown shade, and I'm gonna go in with, okay, now I have in my hand, it's actually the E24 that I ended up using, so yeah. And I'm gonna put that, start in the middle, pat that into the soft bit of my eye, just under where my brow bone is. I can feel my brow bone just here. And then following the brow bone around the soft bit, your eye socket around. The best way I can explain how to guide it. And yeah. And at this point then, it's gonna look a bit mad, but I'm gonna leave it like this. I will be kind of dragging the inside bit in later on, but because I want it softer in there, I'm not gonna place it in there harshly. So the next shade I'm taking then is this one here. I'm taking that on a Morphe M519, and I'm just gonna go over the edge of this previous color and just soften them. The only thing I will say is put the brush to your skin really lightly. Don't lean hard. You can't control the way the bristles go when you press hard on them because they kind of spread all over the place, and yeah, you just can't. So just using the very tip of that brush, and I know where I'm putting it and where it's going for each stroke, and wherever you see that it's kind of that darker brown colour, just go over it, circles back and forward, whatever, until you can't really notice the difference between the colours anymore. And if you find it's not blending for you perfectly and you can still see that difference, just go in with another bit of product, the lighter shade this time, and just keep on building it up and blending it out. So now I've gone in with a fluffy brush like this. This is the one out of the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I'm just going to go over the edge of the last colour we laid down and act like I'm trying to blend that out, but I just have nothing on this brush, and I'm just buffing it into the concealer that I've laid down. On the same Morphe M519 brush then, what I'm going to do next is take a bit of bronzer that I'm going to be using on my cheeks, and I'm just going to go over that last colour that we laid down and blend it in. And I find that this gives a really nice effect when you apply the bronzer to your face then. Just ties everything together and just makes you look really sun-kissed and flawless. I just love how it looks. Right, so back then with the Morphe M519, and what I'm going to start to do is kind of just really lightly, there's a little bit of bronzer left on this, and I'm going to really lightly go from the corner of my eye, flicking up out like this. There's no extra product on this brush, and I'm just barely touching my skin, and I'm just dragging it up like this. You can see it kind of starting to take shape, and then kind of going under my eye here. Just blending that all together, kind of going swoop here, up, out to my temple. same brush then, and that first colour that we used. Remember this one here? And I'm putting a tiny bit on that same brush that we were just using, and I'm tapping it off, and I'm just really lightly doing the same thing, adding into that where we have it coming around, just flicking that out so it blends in with the bronze that we've dragged out. Take your time building this up, because I'm literally going like this and touching the brush once off the palette to pick up and may get that brush bottle off her. Like the bottle, Winnie. You're making too much noise there. Where's it gone? No, I'm not playing, sorry. Play later. No, Winnie, bed, get into bed. Bed. So I'm just matching that shape, dragging that upwards, really light-handed. You don't have to be too specific. Just make sure you don't put on too much product. That's kind of really the only place you can go wrong here. Softening that on the lid, the rest of the lid there. It's so much easier for me to do makeup looks when I'm just kind of sitting down and just doing what I want. Like when I'm trying to explain a structured look to somebody or to the camera as such, I find that I try and make it seem too one step, two step, the next step, where in reality, like, I kind of tend to go back in and out just however I feel, just winging things, just like, oh, this bit doesn't look right, that bit doesn't look right, you know. So I'm kind of trying to make that video a little bit more, this video a little bit more like that. Grand. So once that's kind of looking like that, it looks a bit wild, but when I put the foundation on and all, I'm going to do more to it to fix it, so I'm not finished yet. But I'm going to add from the same angle that this is coming down from that flick, let's say. I'm going to match it and drag it under my eye. That brush, I like this look as well to be quite heavy under the eye. I feel like it just makes it really, finishes it off, like ties the whole look together. I tend to, for this part, just kind of do flicks out the way rather than in the way, because you're kind of trying to keep that blend going out the way, and when you do them kind of flicks, it keeps it nice and light on the edge. Okay, so it's looking a bit mental. I hear you. But it's not actually that mental. So back in again with the fluffy brush, and I'm going to soften up all those edges and tame this bad boy back down. Just on my finger then, I'm getting the white shade from that palette and just kind of putting it on the inner part. So with that bronzer then in the fluffy brush that we were using to soften it, I'm just going to go out even more and literally blend that onto my face. It's going to look crazy until we get onto the foundation. So I just popped on a bit of mascara to darken my lashes for when I'm going to be putting on a pair of lashes in a few minutes. And this is the eraser from Instant Anti-Age Eraser Multi Concealer from Maybelline, and I heard rants and raves about this and I like it. Takes a lot to impress me these days because there's so much good makeup out there, but it's good. So I conceal first, put that in all the kind of those places that you would highlight. Then damp beauty blender and bounce all of those in. Don't have to be too particular about getting it under your eye, because obviously we have the eyeshadow quite far down, but we're gonna go back in with that again anyway. If you find that it's going over the eyeshadow too much, just go somewhere else on your face until most of the product comes off, and then go back in when there's no product on the beauty blender. What I like to do is go in with a dark foundation. I'm using the Revolution Pro Full Coverage Camouflage Foundation. And a beauty blender, I kind of work it into the beauty blender first, like work it into my hand. And then go in and contour my face. Getting right up under the bone of your cheek. Pressing it right in there, coming down to about where your pupil starts. Pupil starts? Your eye, the middle of your eye basically. Just like to put a little bit along my hairline up here as well, because I feel like it makes you just look like they're the parts where the sun hits naturally, so it kind of just gives you that nice sun-kissed glowy look. Now my contour looks a bit patchy, etc. That's fine. I've blended it out so that it's kind of even. But I'm gonna go in with some foundation now, and this is gonna blend it all together for me. And then when I put the powder, contour, bronzer on over, that's gonna give me that effect that I want. This is the Conceal and Define Makeup Revolution. This one, you know the one, everyone knows the one. And then again, bounce, bounce, bounce. So once you've blended it for 17 hours, and then some more, you won't move on. So going in whatever bronzer you want. I have the MAC Gimme Sun one. I have tons of bronzers that I use. They're just all down in the salon. This one just happens to be here, and I'm putting that where we put the cream contour earlier on, and just buffing it in small circles so that it's blended in. Once most of the product is off the brush, then you can kind of go outside the lines of where the contour goes and give it a go over with the brush, and I find that that just makes it seem like you can't tell where the bronzer stops and starts. Yes, and then same again on the hairline, just where the sun would hit naturally. So once the products came off, then you can go give it a rub over kind of the rest of the forehead. So then yeah, when everything, I'm kind of happy with the amount of bronzer on my face and all the products kind of got off, I kind of give it a bit of a dab and a rub with the same brush all over my face, and I find that this kind of just ties everything together, and then there's no lines anywhere. And give it a rub into the edge of that eyeshadow, which we're going to go back into now in a few minutes to finish off. So I'm just gone in then, and I'm just setting the parts of my face that I don't have bronzer on, and using the same brush, just patting that in, getting it in there everywhere. And then kind of just dusting over the rest of my face just to blend all those powders together. Now I'm going to go in with some setting spray before I put on my highlighter. I like to kind of douse my face in this. Shouldn't be talking whilst doing that. I leave it for about 10-15 seconds kind of to soak in a little bit. Then I'll go and get my beauty blender again. Make sure you don't use the part that has the dark foundation on it, because I've made that mistake before. So preferably a clean beauty blender or part of your beauty blender that you haven't used. So, and just kind of really lightly, or slowly rather, press that in to your skin. This gives it a kind of a sticky base again. You can repeat this process a few times, but it also melts all the powders together so there's no harsh lines, and takes that powdery kind of look off your skin, but the powder's still doing its job as well. So win-win. So I'm using the Carter Beauty highlighter palette. I'm going with Mystic because it's kind of like a pinky sheen off it, and I'm feeling pink because I'm blonde right now. And just right on the point that sits off my face the most, I'm just going to go over that part Oh god. A few times, dabbing it in, working it in there. Then put a little bit more on the brush and kind of go around the edges. Kind of blending this in. To the rest of the skin. And if you don't want a really blinding highlight, then just do step 2. Just start off by dusting it over. And then just build that up as much as you'd like your highlights to be. Cupid's bow, I find, is one of my favourite places to put highlighter. Just love how it looks. Look at it. Even with nothing on lips. Look, oh, I just think it's so fab. And then just above the eyebrow, I like to do a little circle. Just a very slight amount. So I've done my brows and my lips off camera just because it's getting late and my camera went dead. So just to finish off my eyes, I just said I'd come back on what I was talking about earlier on. You can see here the way the foundation and everything has came and took back that winged out look. So I'm going back in with the same brush that I used to wing it out in the first place, the fluffiest one with the least amount of product, and I'm just like pulling the product out ever so slightly and just blending that wing back out into the bronzer and everything that I've got going on here now. Just really lightly, and I've no more product on this. I'm just pulling the product that's on my eyelid already out. Just blending away any harsh lines that are left over, and you can see the effect then that gives. Really subtle. So guys, this is the final look then. You could wear this every day or you could wear it on a night out. It really doesn't matter. People have different preferences. You know yourself by now that I would wear out a face full of rainbows midday. It wouldn't bother me. I love this look. It's so dewy and so in right now. It just looks so bronzed and sun-kissed. So guys, that's it for today then. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these kind of videos, please let me know what you want to see, because I love making these videos and I kind of don't really know what people want to see. I'm kind of a bit out of the loop as to what people find hard and what people don't find hard. So please let me know whatever you want to see and I will try my best to break it down as simple as I can for you. If you did like this video, then please like and subscribe and you'll be updated on the videos that I do post in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.